annual Smart Parenting online workshop. My name is Oluwatoyin Ogunkomi. I am a family life practitioner, I'm a psychologist, and I'm also the founder of Parenting Support System. I'm the author of Smart Parenting, Help Who's the Stranger in My Home, and the Parenting Journal. At Parenting Support System, our major goal is to help parents, to provide parents with practical tools, information and resources to raise their children into well-balanced adults. And one of the tools we provide parents is our workshop. Every year, we have our annual workshop where we invite parents, where we provide them with skills, tools and resources on how to raise their children for the year. Our theme for this year is preparing your adolescents for the future. It's no longer news that the world is evolving. We all know that new things are coming up every day, new innovation, new technological advancements, new jobs are coming up. Are your children ready for this future? That is why at this year's Smart Parenting online workshop, we have seasoned professionals who have worked with adolescents, who have worked with teenagers, and who are working with young adults. These seasoned professionals will be giving us different topics. We'll be talking about different topics on how to prepare your children for the future. We have someone that will be talking to us about how to create a sense of purpose and grit. We have another person who will be talking to us on how to raise responsible and independent adults. What about life skills? We need to learn how to equip our children with life skills that will help them to survive independent living. We have another person who will be talking to us on character building and career development. Social skills is another thing we'll be discussing, because it's one thing for your child to be academically sound, to be physically fit, but not socially equipped. So we have a communication expert who will be talking to us on social skills. And finally, we have a business guru who will be teaching us and giving us tips on how to help our children to become financially independent and also financially disciplined. What are you waiting for? If you've not registered, please go and register. Invite your friends, invite other parents of adolescents, other parents of emerging adults to be part of this workshop, and you wouldn't regret that you did. Thank you. You're welcome to our annual Smart Parenting online workshop. My name is Oluwatoyin Ogunkomi. I am a family life practitioner, I'm a psychologist, and I'm also the founder of Parenting Support System. I'm the author of Smart Parenting, Help Who's the Stranger in My Home, and the Parenting Journal. At Parenting Support System, our major goal is to help parents, to provide parents with practical tools, information and resources to raise their children into well-balanced adults. And one of the tools we provide parents is our workshop. Every year, we have our annual workshop where we invite parents, where we provide them with skills, tools and resources on how to raise their children for the year. Our theme for this year is preparing your adolescents for the future. It's no longer news that the world is evolving. We all know that new things are coming up every day, new innovation, new technological advancements, new jobs are coming up. Are your children ready for this future? That is why at this year's Smart Parenting Online Workshop, we have seasoned professionals who have worked with adolescents, who have worked with teenagers, and who are working with young adults. These seasoned professionals will be giving us different topics. We'll be talking about different topics on how to prepare your children for the future. We have someone that will be talking to us about how to create a sense of purpose and grit. We have another person who will be talking to us on how to raise responsible and independent adults. What about life skills? We need to learn how to equip our children with life skills that will help them to survive independent living. We have another person who will be talking to us on character building and career development. Social skills is another thing we'll be discussing, because it's one thing for your child to be academically sound, to be physically fit, but not socially equipped. So we have a communication expert who will be talking to us on social skills. And finally, we'll be having a business guru who will be teaching us and giving us tips on how to help our children to become financially independent and also financially disciplined. What are you waiting for? If you've not registered, please go and register. Invite your friends, invite other parents of adolescents, other parents of emerging adults to be part of this workshop, and you wouldn't regret that you did. Thank you. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Wow. The last 2 days have been explosive. We've had 4 speakers coming here on the Smart Parenting Online Workshop to talk to us about different ways. They've given us practical insights and tools on how to prepare our adolescents for the future. So today is day 3. And today is the last day of this conference. Not conference, of this workshop, anyway. And today, we have 2 wonderful speakers who will be coming to talk to us, to discuss with us on some different topics. We'll talk to us about some topics on how to prepare our children for the future. So if you remembered yesterday, for those that were around here yesterday, when Fina, she said something about having children who are not able to look into the eyes of people they're talking with, or children who do not have social skills. And guess what? Today, we have someone who is in the house already who will be talking to us on how to build social and effective communication skills in our adolescents. You know, it's one thing for them to be academically sound, it's another thing for them to be physically and, you know, all those things. But if they are not socially equipped to interact with people, and you know, we're all social human beings, right? So if they are not socially equipped to interact with human beings, to interact with their bosses, to interact with people they see on the road, with people they will meet, people they work with, how will they survive the future? How will they survive independent living? Something happened recently in my home, and I guess that was one of the reasons why I added this topic. So my older son is very everything, but socially, I wouldn't say he's not socially equipped, but when it comes to social situation, he's an introvert. He prefers his own space. So recently, we tried to introduce him went out for a gathering, and we introduced him to someone. And I was like, Dad, Mom, I don't need friends. I'm okay. I was shy. I was ashamed. Why would you say that? They're introducing you to someone, you're saying that you don't need friends. We all need friends. We all need people. So as parents, how are we going to teach our children? How are we going to build the social skills in our children? And that's why we are here. I'm going to learn from this person, because this person has over 1,000 friends, when I say over 1,000 friends, 1,000 friends that she interacts with, not just like where we have like 5,000 friends on Instagram, 5,000 friends on Facebook. She has over 1,000 friends that she interacts with, and not only that, her son also is like that, is known everywhere. So I had to tell her, do you know what? You have to come and teach us this skill, how to communicate with people, how to interact with people, and how to have friends. It's one thing for you to have friends, it's another thing for you to have tight friends. So this person that went, let me put her on.
Online.
Hello. Okay. Hi. So this is Chiomah
Hello.
Momah. You're welcome,
My,
Chioma.
my hair is
I've said
looking
a lot
nice. So you
about
don't allow me to
you.
rub powder, sorry. Eh? You don't allow me to rub
Sorry
powder
about
and
that.
to
We
give
gave
face.
7 o'clock. We gave 7 o'clock, so it's already 7:12. So we just have to start. Sorry about that. Sorry. So our guest for today, our speaker for today
It's
is
okay.
Chioma Moma.
I'm sure they'll have to manage
If you don't know Chioma Moma in this
me
Nigeria,
without my
that
powdered
means you
face.
don't
How
know
are you doing,
anybody.
Toyin?
I'm great. I'm great. So Chioma, I'm just going to read your bio before you start. So Chioma Moma is an advocate at work, an advocate for life. Chioma's passion for advocacy drives her job as a public policy lawyer and her social impact work in child literacy and parenting and family life. She's the author of 3 children's books, and all her books are on Amazon anyway. She's the author of 3 children's books, First Day at the Big School, Fun Day at the Museum, Fun Trip to the Village. That's her latest work, right? Chioma, that's your latest work, right? Okay. Chioma is the founder of the non-profit organization Let's Encourage a Reading Nation. The acronym is LEARN, which focuses on improving child literacy rates in Nigeria. As a mother of 4 and a family life advocate who loves seeing women succeed, whether at work or at motherhood and nation building, Choma has written 2 books for women, both Gratitude and the Growth Journal. And the second book she has written is called Wisdom from Women, Learning from Women of the Past. She also speaks and writes on gender-based issues, parenting, family life, and literacy. She has a blog. She has a blog.
What's happening? Please, my door. I left my door open on purpose. Please, I don't want any noise.
Hello, Chiomah. Okay. Hello, Chiomah. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. I guess something went on with the network. So you're
Yes.
welcome to today's episode of the Smart Parenting
Thank
Online Workshop. Today is day 3, and you can start. So I'm going to step out of the studio while you start and just tell us how we can build social and effective communication skills in our children. Thank you very much.
All right, Toyin, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who is listening. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. And I was listening to Toyin give my intro. She said, "Well, I have 1,000 friends," which is partly why I'm late today because I had to go and condole with a friend of mine. So social skills are very, very important. You might be wondering why. Why do I need social skills? I'm teaching my child to be a good student. I'm teaching them to do some things that I think are important. Why are social skills important? What do you mean by social skills? What are these skills we're talking about? Conversing with people, following directions, cooperating with people, having conversations, showing, just having manners. Being able to hold a conversation, be able to hold eye contact, being independent, being able to relate with different kind of people, being able to start a conversation, being able to address people properly, being able to greet people properly, to be polite, to see people and talk to them without feeling too shy or awkward. These are some of the things that we call social skills, and they are really, really important. How can we develop these skills in our children? For instance, you might think, oh, naturally, my child is shy, so she doesn't know how to hold conversation. And yes, it's true that we all have our characters, and we all have nature that God has given us. But how can we, I like your question, how can we build social and effective communication skills in our children? How? Practically. How? You have to teach them. Don't expect them to learn on their own. Yes, some people are naturally sociable, they're naturally friendly, they naturally know how to follow directions, they naturally know how to interact with different people. But some people, for most people, they need to learn. You need to teach them. And how do you teach them? By showing them as parents how to interact with other human beings, by showing them how to communicate properly, by showing them how to follow other people's directions. So, you start with small things, but how do you interact with people in your environment? Do you greet them? Are you friendly? When you see your neighbor, do you turn your face like that, or do you say hello as you're walking past them, you're taking a walk? The way the world is now, we're also independent. People don't want to interact with other human beings. Everybody's on that, let me just stay on my lane, let me face my front. But to be honest, that is not the way to go. Human beings move the world. You need people, no matter what, no matter how qualified you are in life. It's people that will do favors for you. It's people that will help you. It's people that will look at you and say, I know that person, let me help her. She's stranded on the road. I've been walking on the road. A day I had an issue with my car and I was stranded. And a neighbor who I greet recognized me and she was able to help me out. Now imagine if she did not recognize me, if I didn't used to greet her in the estate, would she have taken me anywhere? Would she have stopped her car? Would she? No, she wouldn't have. She probably would have said, that woman in my estate is always just carrying her face. Let me be going my way. So we need, these things have its advantages. We need to have these skills that show us how to deal with other individuals. And those skills are also called soft skills. Yes, you have the academic skills, you have your masters, you have your MBA, you have all the things, you're sending your child to the best school. But if you see the things that set people apart in the workplace, when two people have the same skill set, they are both qualified for a job, they both can do it. It is the person that has better social skills that is able to go ahead, because they're able to interact more with the MD or the person making the decision, and it says that person, the way she greets me, the way she compliments me, their confidence level, the way she looks me in the eye when she talks to me, such a confident young woman, I would rather pick her. In fact, the other person might be more qualified academically, but because that person has the right soft skills, the right social skills, she will go ahead. She will end up succeeding more in life. So one reason you should teach your child social skills is to give them a better chance at succeeding in life. That is the honest truth. It helps them. So you can say, oh, your child is shy. Like if you look at me, in my family, hello son, in my family, my children have different natures. My first son is much more sociable than my second son. And introverted. But still, I encourage him to be friendly. What are practical ways you can do this? People, you tell him, oh, go and say hello. Introduce yourself to the person. Even with my little son, who is 6 years old, you meet somebody, hello, teach them how to introduce themselves to each other. So you can do some role playing. You can ask them, oh, son, if you see someone you don't know, what do you do? Say, hello, my name is Chiomah. What's your name? And that's what I do. I can talk to anybody. I can meet anybody. I can interact with anybody. When I see people, I introduce myself to them. I talk to them. I engage them. I engage people anywhere. I'm not intimidated by anybody. And that's one thing that social skills help you. They teach you confidence. They teach you not to be intimidated by anybody. So I can walk up to anybody. I guarantee you. I can walk up to anybody because I have those social skills, because I have that personality that is able to say, okay, I'm talking. What do you need to maintain those skills? It takes time. You need to invest time in those people that you're dealing with. It shouldn't just be a matter of, oh, I know how to greet, I know how to have manners, but no, it takes some small things. I'll give you some practical tips. How can you teach your child? Like I've said, role playing. Ask them, how do you greet? What do you do? Two, how do you behave yourself? They are watching you. We as parents, we model the behavior we want to see in our children. That is, for me, that's the lesson of parenting number one. What do you want to see in your child? Please try and behave that way. If you want your child to have good social skills, you yourself, do you have good social skills? If you don't, have you started trying to build them up? So you, as a parent, try and inculcate better social skills in yourself. Be shown to be a friendly person. Be shown show that you greet people, you have manners, you look them in the eye, you're personable. Show all those skills to your child, and they too will understand why they are important. So that's number two. Number three is that you show them, okay, I'll give you a simple example. When people send them gifts or give them cards, you need to tell them, reply the person. Tell them, okay, your teacher is Christmas, send him a Christmas card. People, even things like online, maybe someone says, oh, happy birthday to your son. You tell them, please, tell the person thank you. It might seem cumbersome to do, but you're teaching your child the art of interacting and engaging with people, which is a very important social skill. Everybody wants to feel important. And when people feel important, they will know that, oh, they'll be more likely to do things for you than as individuals, which is one important social skill, that you're making everybody in the room feel like they're the only person there. So teach your child to greet people properly. We have a beautiful culture. I love the Yoruba culture, how they greet. A lot of children are not greeting anymore. Please teach your children how to greet. It's something you have to tell them. Teach them how to greet people properly. Teach them to respond and to tell people thank you when they do things for them. Teach them manners in the home, whoever it is, even if it's the employees in your home. Teach them that they must say thank you when things are done for them. They shouldn't just take it for granted. They have to say thank you and say, oh, I'm happy these things were done for me. Teach them through board games. You can teach them how to follow instructions and directions. That's another way to teach social skills. Through board games that involve following directions, they will say that, okay, to succeed in life, to do well at work, I have to follow the really a thing that you need to teach your child is the ability to listen. And this is a very important social skill. Children need to know that, look, as I'm talking to you, you need to listen. Because if not, when they're having relationships with people, they'll not be able to communicate properly. Somebody is talking, they want to talk. You need to teach your child, look, when people are talking, you need to be listening. you need to be listening. So if people are talking, at least 70% of the time, you need to be listening to them. It's very important. Because if you don't teach them that as children, you see you have a child who is always interrupting people, not allow people to finish their sentences, which can be a problem, especially for people like me that talk too much. So even I, as an adult, I have to learn and say, you know what, Chiomah, sometimes keep quiet, let people finish talking. Learn to listen more and talk less. So there's a rule with the people, it's called the, I think, 70-50 rule, that you listen 70% more when you're the one and listen. Okay, you listen 70% more and then you talk 30% or something like that. So you should be listening more. That's the basic rule, that you need to listen more. That's a very important social skill. Another important social skill is the ability to compliment people. This is something that we need to teach our children to do. You see someone looking good, you see somebody, something, leave greeting aside. Greeting is just normal. You need to know how to greet. You need to be able to compliment people. And it starts with you in the home. When you're looking nice, your children should be able to say, Mom, you look nice. You should teach them to say that. When your children are looking nice, you tell them, Son, you look, daughter, you look nice. Teach them how to compliment people. This is something that will help them in life. They need to understand that, look, people like, because people look good most of the time anyway. So teach them to appreciate that when people are looking good, they should compliment them. They should not be afraid to pay compliments to people. It's a very, 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 very important skill that helps people. It makes them know that, look, you're able to appreciate people. You're able to show them that, yes, I appreciate you. I think you're doing well, and it helps. It's a really a major factor. Other important thing to do when teaching them social skills is empathy. They will learn empathy from you. Like I said in the beginning, it's how you behave that they will learn from you. Are you an empathetic person? Teach them empathy early in life. You can show them, when you're going out, you see somebody, maybe it could be somebody begging on the road, have conversations with them. Let that be a teachable moment. How do you feel about that person? Oh, now wow, you thank God for that you don't have to beg. Take them to orphanages to visit. Take them to motherless babies, same thing. Take them to orphanages, take them to hospitals or wherever that is safe. I guess you can't go to a hospital now to visit, but orphanages and everything. Even if you can't go and visit, you can show them online. There are a lot of charities online. Teach them to be charitable. Let it be something that they understand that, look, you are privileged. A few years ago, I took my children to an IDP camp, and it was an eye opener for them. They learned to appreciate that, look, they are so blessed. It taught them empathy. It taught them a lot. And now, my children on their own, they understand why they need to give things to the less privileged. My first son, I think on his last birthday, or his birthday 2 years ago, he told me on his own that he wants to raise money and go to a charity and celebrate. This is because he has been taught empathy along the line. His empathy has been encouraged. So these are things that you have to inculcate in your child. They need to see you as a charitable person, and you need to show them, look, charity is good. We are blessed. We are fortunate. Not everybody is blessed the way we are. When people have issues, you teach them the art of showing sympathy, condoling with people. Somebody has lost a loved one. You tell them, this person has lost a loved one, maybe you should reach out to them. Or maybe they'll tell you, their friend's father died. You tell them, did you call him? Did you send him a message? Did you, write him a letter? Teach them the importance of condoling with people. So that's how you have empathy, by showing them, look, human beings are human beings, should be treated properly. Teach them how to talk to people nicely with respect, how to regard other human beings. This is a very, very important skill. If they see you shouting at people anyhow and talking anyhow, they are likely to follow your cue. Okay, so teach them that, look, people should be spoken to properly, and that's a very, very important aspect of life. Another important social skill, which is something that they should learn, especially that helps them with work, is the ability to make a first good impression. The ability to make a first good impression. Now, children, especially teens, they need to understand that, look, people, they are big, they're not babies. People are not going to make excuses for them anymore. When somebody is 6, 7 years old, they can say, oh, you're a baby, you're a small child. But when you're like 17, 16, 17, people have seen you're tall, you're growing up, people will not make excuses for you anymore as much as they used to. And they have one chance to make a good impression on people. Now, you need to also balance it so they know that, look, their life is not interviews, when they have university placements, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they dress is what people will use to form impressions about them. So you explain that to them. You can even show them images of different people, okay? Show them a person and say, oh, look at this person. Maybe you show them a person and in your mind looks very one kind. So, what do you think about this person? Let them tell you what they think. Show them another person. What do you think about? And then let from their own, say, okay, show them that look at how you judge this person by the way they look. How do you think people will judge you if you come into a room looking untidy, looking sloppy, everything scattered? So you have to make sure you put yourself together, because people, you might not have more than one chance to make a good impression on people that you come across. Very, very, very important. Teach them the importance of, that they only have 1 minute or 2 minutes, to put a good impression to people, especially as they grow up and start having opportunities to get jobs and placements, internships, and things like that. Okay. One thing I need to, reiterate here is that it's harder for them because the IT in this time and age is really, really overwhelming. There's so much social media. They're always with their devices. They're always with their, watching, playing games. So social interaction has come down. So they have to make more of an effort to interact and to get those social skills. So you teach them, look, sometimes put your phone down. When you're talking to people, learn not to interrupt people when they're doing things that are important. You have to teach them that. So when your mom or dad is doing something really important, they should not interrupt you. Okay. So yeah, you need to show them how to manage conflicts. And that starts from even the siblings in the home. That's a very important social skill. How do you manage conflict? How do you avoid fighting with people and just, going crazy at work and getting anger? How do you control your emotions? How do you deal with adults? How do you handle, uncomfortable situations? As parents, there's a lot to do with a lot of role playing you have in terms of asking your children, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in that situation? So bring up a lot of imaginary situations and try to ask them how they would react, how they would respond, okay? And why they need to do those things. Other skills that are really, really important are being able to carry people along, leadership skills, that's another social skill. Being able to carry other people along, being able to deal with other individuals, being able to be a team player. These are things you will teach them so they know that, look, it's not only about me, myself, and I. Because when they get into the real world, they will have to carry people along. You have to teach them how the importance of sharing. I do it in my house. You ask for something, I'll ask you, or maybe you're cooking food for yourself. Say, have you asked your siblings if they want? Did you, oh, okay, it's okay. Okay, you didn't ask them. Oh, you asked them and they don't want. Okay, fine. So you need to teach them to have consideration for other human beings and to actually learn to actually ask other human beings what they need. Parenting, there's a lot of work to do. That's what I'm learning more and more every day. When I started having children, I just thought it was just to be born them. How many do you want? 4 children. Okay, good. How many do you want? 3 children. Okay, good. But it's much more than that. It takes a lot of intentionality and knowing that, okay, this is the type of child I want to raise. These are the kind of values they need to have. These are the kind of things I need to put inside them to make them valuable human beings of the world, valuable citizens of the world. Okay, so I can go on and on with the things that you need to teach your children. There are other, like I said, the importance of of following direction. So yes, you're teaching them how to become leaders, just teaching them how to be led. That's another social skill that's important. How do they act when they're in a team and they're not the boss, they're not the team leader? How do they play along? How are they a good sport? That's another important social skill. Teaching them how to be good sports, so that whenever they lose a game or they come last or whatever, they're not going to go, all up in their emotions and start feeling like the world has come to an end. So you need to teach them and look, sometimes in life, sometimes you're number one, sometimes you're number two, sometimes you don't even get any prizes, but you know what? You need to keep on trying. So these are things you need to tell your children over and over again. And start with those small things that happen in the home. When they don't have their way, what happens? When they don't get their way in the house, what do you do? Do you make them always have their way? Is it their way or the highway? You cannot allow a child to have his way all the time. It is not allowed, because if you allow a child from the age 6, 7, 8. Once they get to teenage years and they're used to always having their way, you're dealing with a lot more. It's a lot more difficult to manage. So please make sure that you're letting a child know that look, the world does not revolve around you. Because when they get into the university and they see that true, the world does not revolve around me, it takes them a lot. You see a lot of children, slipping into depression because the image that they had of life from home and the image they have of the image that they actually see in the real world when they get into university are two totally different worlds. Okay, so they need to understand early on that look, it's not your way or the highway. Teach them to lose. Teach them to lose gracefully. Yes, you did not win, but it's okay. It's okay not to win. You must not always win. Okay? Teach them that look, even if you don't win, it's fine. Teach them to accept defeat with grace. To be able to go to the other person and say, congratulations, you did well. I wish I had won, but you played well, and I'm happy for you. Teach them that the art of gracefully saying, it's okay. We'll fight another day. We'll continue. You compete, and you can learn this, by healthy competition. When you're playing board games are a great way to learn all sorts of things. You're learning all sorts of skills from board games. You're learning how to accept defeat. You're learning how to be skillful. You're learning how to be strategic. You're bonding with your family. You're learning how to see things from the other side. So board games are something I recommend for teaching your children social skills. You learn how to wait for your turn, because in board games, you cannot skip your turn unless that's what the game says. The game has rules. So you learn to follow rules when you play board games. Board games like Monopoly, Ludo, Scrabble, What, all sorts of interesting games. Even snakes and ladders. You learn that, look, at times you might be bitten by the snake and you might have to start all the way from the bottom. So board games are really, really important to teach your children how to compete in a healthy manner, how to accept defeat, how to be strategic, how to lead, how to win, and how to and teach them how to be team players as well. So board games are an amazing way and a good way to teach social skills and interact with your children. Honestly, it's almost like you can even have a meeting over board games, and learn a lot of valuable skills for life. Another thing that is really, really, really important as a social skill, and when we're talking about social skills, we're talking about skills outside your academic skills. Okay, so we've spoken about communication, we've spoken about etiquette, about learning, about having manners. You have to teach them how to eat properly, how to chew properly. You have to teach them how to greet people. I've mentioned that already before. You have to teach them how to apologize when they are wrong, and take responsibility for their actions. But aside, all those things, there are also the social skills that are used to run a home. So, for instance, can your child fry an egg? Some children, you need to teach them all those really small things that they can do in the kitchen. Those are part of social skills as well. Okay? Can they hold their own? Your child might not be a master chef. He might not be, like I said, everybody has what they're good at, has what they're not good at naturally. Some people are good at cooking, some people are not good at cooking, but at least the basics. Can he do the basics? Can he do the basics? Is he good enough is he good with the basics? Sorry, my phone is distracting me, it was ringing. So are they good with the basics? Can they do the basics that are required in the kitchen? Because when they go into the world, you don't really want them to be relying on people for everything, or be eating out every day and spending all their money. Another important part of social skill is teaching them how to take care of money. Money skills, how to earn money, which is why, the day my children called me and said I should start giving them pocket money, and I was like, fantastic. In fact, I wish it was my idea, because it's important for them to start getting an allowance and learning how to deal with money, learning how to save money, learning how to spend properly. Because if you wait until the last minute when the children are out of the house, it will be harder for them. It's all about them, it's not really about you. These skills you're teaching them are going to help them have a successful life. Okay? So that's one thing you need to learn. Learning how to have directions, learning how to have manners, learning some things you think, oh, it's for my I don't want my child to put me to shame. Yes, but more than that, you don't want your child to be handicapped as an individual, as an adult. You don't want your child to, have a difficult life because they just don't have any of these skills, because you did not equip them. And you see a lot of children who are not taught these skills, they end up very resentful because they're like this, they can't teach themselves. Very few children are able to teach themselves this thing or learn it from other people. The easiest person, the person that is supposed to teach them, be their first teacher is the parents. So, you really owe it to them to teach them these all important skills, because this is going to help them in the workplace, going to help them in their future relationships, going to help them in the society, wherever they are, it will help them function better. Like I said, look at the top performers anywhere in the world. I see people who are stepping ahead, and most of them, it is their social skills, their charisma, their ability to interact with people and engage people properly, the way their manners. Look at people like Obama, look at people like Bill Clinton. Look, there's some people that, just the way they are, the way they act, the way they hold that confidence level, that things that have put them ahead and have made them able to hold their own in the society. Because there's so many people, the skills are, like I said, everybody's going to earn, and everybody has an MBA now. You think about it, everybody has this degree, everybody's a project manager. What are those things that will make your child different, that will make them stand ahead, that will make them stand out? Social skills, good communication skills. And still talking more on good communication skills, it is from you, the parent, too. How do you communicate with your children? Are you always preaching to them? Is it all about lecturing them? Or are you actually having conversations with them when you allow them to also give you their own worldview on different issues? Do you hear their own side of the story? Or do you just say, no, this is what you did, guilty as charged? When things happen in the home, how do you react? Do you react or do you respond? So there's so much that can be said about proper communication, but the thing is that the buck stops on the parents' table. You as a parent has to tell them how to communicate and communicate properly, has to show them how to communicate properly, has to give them all the guidelines, acceptable language. Teach them what language is acceptable, even the language that they use online. You're the one that will tell them, look, social media, you cannot talk this way. Okay, because there's communication for social media. You shouldn't use abusive language. Now I found that children now swear words are like English, they're like normal words to them. What you consider swear words, but you need to tell them, no, this is unacceptable. You cannot speak this way. This is gutter language. And you have to explain to them why, because children nowadays want to know the why. Why are you telling me to do X, Y, Z? What is the benefit of this? So you just tell them, look, this is why I want you to do this. I want you to be responsible. I want you to step ahead in life. I want you to just have a well balanced child. I want to give you the best chance at success in life. So these are what I can say about social skills for now. What are other things I can say about social skills? The way you react to your children as well, will teach them a lot about social skills. How do you react when they do things? Do you react in anger? Do you get angry? Do you explode at everything they tell you? Or do you give them a chance to explain themselves? Okay? These are things that you need to observe. Are they actually holding conversations, or are they on their phone throughout? Now these people that are in a room, everybody's on their phone. So you need to concentrate for you. Sometimes you can put your phone down and actually talk. Teach them the art of conversation. Teach them how to have topics. At times children will come to the house, they're not even their age. After this child is younger than you, but take them out. You know what to tell a 5-year-old, you know what to tell a 10-year-old. Teach them the art of communicating with people according to their age. It's very, 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 very important. I think that's all I have to say. I don't know where Toyin is. What else on communication, social skills, etiquette? I guess if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But I think the main thing is that you need to just show them what to do, lead by example, and be an open book for them to see. Let them be able to learn from the way you interact with human beings. I think you to teach them is to be there for people, which is what it takes a level of work, but you need to teach them how to honor invitations. Somebody invites you to a party, you don't want to go. Teach them how to say, send the text to say, oh, I'm sorry I missed your event. I will not be available. I hope your event goes well. Or, I'm sorry I'm running late. Please, teach them those things. Tell them you actually have to respond. Someone invited you to a party, why didn't you go? I can't go, I don't want to. Okay, that's fine, but did you send an RSVP? These are the kind of things you should teach these children so that they will learn how to, and teach it from a global standpoint as well. Because remember that they're in a global village. They're not just dealing with Nigerians, they're dealing with people on the international stage. So you teach them, look, if someone invites you to a party at 5 p.m., they expect you to be there at 5 p.m. And if you're going to be late, you send a text to say you're running late. That is what is expected of you. Okay? Especially if you're dealing with foreigners, there's nothing like Nigerian time or African time. Teach them to respect time. Teach them to know that the importance of their word being their bond. These are all things that you just need to just show by example and teach them as time goes on. Thank you.
Thank you, Chiomah. Thank you so much. You've can you see me, Chiomah? Can you see me? Okay, great. So thank you so much for your session. Quite on time. You're meant to speak for 45 minutes. And yeah, this is 47 minutes. Thanks a lot. So, question time. For those that have questions, for those that are still online, thank you so much for being part of this Smart Parenting online workshop. We've started for the past 2 days. Today is the third day. And our speaker for today is discussing how parents can build social and effective communication skills in their children, their adolescents. And Chiomah has given us quite a lot. And we are getting a lot of response. Someone said, great session. So we're getting a lot of comments. They're saying great session. They've said they've learned a lot. And, the thing about social skill is that it's like the key that would actually, it's like, the key. It's what actually separates. It's like a leveler. No, not a leveler. It's what separates people that are on the same level. So like you said when you started, you said if you have 2 or 3 more people that have the same qualification, they are so good, but the boss is trying to promote one of them. The only thing he would use is their social skills. Who is more friendly? Who is more responsible? Who has more empathy and all that? And it's very important as parents that we teach our children this. Very important, because they're going into the society. And you said something that is very, very important. You said we should teach from a global standpoint. The world is a global village now. We are no more in that little corner in Apo, or a little corner in Shagamu, or a little corner in Lagos. The world is a global village. We now do business with people outside the country. You can be here in Nigeria and you're communicating with people in China, you're communicating with people in Hong Kong, in Russia, and you're doing businesses with them. So if you don't have the proper social etiquette, there are certain transactions that might actually go that they would lose due to the fact that they don't have the social skills to maintain the relationship. So I just want to say thank you. Let's wait if we have questions. I have my own question, but let's wait. Let's see if we have questions from the audience. Let me see.
Thank you, Toyin.
Thank you, Chiomah. Thank you, Chiomah. So I just want to see if you have any question before I let you go. Okay, I can't really see any questions for now. But in case there's going to be any question, the participants can always put their questions down and we'll get back to them. So my question is this.
An important social skill. Something I wanted to add, especially now with the COVID-19 spreading, is teaching children to respect personal space.
Yes.
It's a very important social skill. Teaching children, especially, you need to teach children how to be culturally aware. Okay, so you need to understand that. For instance, I spoke about time. I spoke about how if you're dealing with somebody abroad and they tell you 5 p.m., best believe it's 5 p.m. If you're teaching with, if you're dealing with a job interview and they say 5 p.m., better be there by 4:30 anywhere in the world. Okay, that's for work. But if it's a social event, you need to understand that. Okay, social event. If it's a party, if it's an Owambe, for instance, they say 5 p.m. Maybe they mean 6 p.m. But if it is an office meeting, it is an interview, you better be there early. You need to teach them those things. Look, culturally, maybe in some parts of the world, it's okay to shake hands, but in some parts of the world, it's not okay. I grew up in Lagos, for instance, so I know, if I'm greeting somebody, maybe a Yoruba mama, I don't stand up to greet her. I must get, I will genuflect, I will, bow down a bit. Maybe I will even kneel down to greet her. I look at people and say, okay, this person, where are they from? How do they respond? If I go to someone's house, I look at the doorway. If I see in that house they don't wear shoes to enter that house, I will leave my shoes outside before I enter that house.
Outside, yeah.
When I enter that house, I look and see how people sitting down. People, there's one special chair. I don't go to that chair. You have to teach them how to read body language, how to read subtle signs, how to be very aware, and cultural awareness. If I'm greeting somebody from the north, a northern man, I will not hug him. I will not shake his hand. I will wait for him to bring out his own hand first, because so I know that some Muslims do not shake the opposite sex. So I'm aware of that. So I will stand there. Now, especially now that there's COVID, I don't really shake people. I'm careful. So, even, COVID aside, look at people and be appropriate. Look at that. This woman looks like she's from the north. I'm a male from the south. Does she greet people with does she touch people? If she doesn't touch the opposite sex, then you need to maintain. If you know that in China or in Japan or wherever you're going to, maybe in Asia, this is how they greet. You have to learn. And this is how they greet in that country. People in Europe, for instance, they're very particular about personal space. Don't get into my personal space. Stay on your own. You need to be aware of. You need to be culturally aware. In our culture, for instance, we're not big on looking at people in the eye. It's seen as disrespectful. But in the global culture, not looking somebody in the eye seems like you're being dodgy. You're being honest. You lack confidence. Yes. You're not a bold person. You're trying to get something. So you need to learn that globally, you need to look people in the eye. That's what they see. Otherwise, you're seen as someone, you're too shy, you're too timid. Can she face people? So you need to know that, look, some things are local things that you can deal with on a local stage. Some things for global stage, it does not work. You need to be culturally appropriate yourself as an individual. Learn to adapt. If you're talking to the queen, there's a way you will talk. If you're talking to a mama in the village, it's not time for queen's English. It's time for you to come down to her level and speak to her appropriately. So we need to teach our children the art of adapting ourselves to the different situations we see ourselves in. You're speaking to an Okada man, you know how you talk. So you need to just learn. You need to learn with time. You need to learn how to observe. You need to know who you're talking to. Because if not, if they see you as, this one is doing, she's doing a job for me, they will take advantage of you. But if they say, this person is a regular girl or boy, it will make a difference.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Chiomah. Do you know that there's actually a course called Cultural Intelligence? One of the academy that I'm one of the faculty members, SOPCA, we actually have a course that is called Cultural Intelligence. So it's like the same way you have emotional intelligence, IQ. There's actually a course called Cultural Intelligence where we teach people how to the basic social skills for the different cultures in the world, different cultures in Nigeria. And being culturally intelligent is very, very important. Chiomah, I want to say thank you. As a thank you for coming here, despite the fact that you had to rush and all that, you went to condole with some people that lost their loved ones. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. This session has been so eye-opening, I've learned a lot. Despite the fact that I know some of this, but I've actually learned some more. And as parents, we have no excuse to say we don't know what to teach our children, because we have so many tools, so many resources out there. Like the speaker of yesterday, the person that came yesterday, that she said the illiterate of the 21st century is not the person that cannot read or write, but the person that has refused to unlearn old ways or old pattern and has refused to relearn new pattern. Those are the people we can term as illiterate in the 21st century. So I just want to say thank you for all the parents that are on this platform, that have been listening, that have been watching everything happening on the Smart Parenting online workshop. I want to say thank you. All the videos will be up till Sunday, 12 midnight. By 12 midnight, we are pulling off all the videos. So if you have someone that you know that needs to listen to any of the topics we've discussed, please get them to come and watch these videos. Thank you so much, Chiomah. So I'll be taking you off now. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, everyone. We'll be getting ready for our next class. And our next class is going to be as explosive as this. We're going to be talking about how to raise financially independent young adults and also how to instill financial discipline in them. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back. Have a nice time. Bye.